What up? It's your boy Beans. We're back at the trailer. Today we were smart. We brought an entire roll of bags just in case. Back in the swagger wagon today, my favorite ride. So the goal for today, since I have enough bags and I think I have enough time, I'm going to pick up as much trash as I can off of this road. And yeah, from there, I plan on heading down the mountain. I believe today is the farmer's market day. So, farmer's market day might be the only day I can find somebody to talk to from the Hyam Palm Community Council. It's really difficult to coordinate out here because, yeah, it's like trying to get people's phone numbers and they're like, well, we don't give out phone numbers. And you're just like, okay, but I never see them and I don't have an email for them and their flyer wants me just to put a piece of mail in the mailbox. So I'm ready to figure that one out today, hopefully while I'm down at the farmer's market. So first things first, as much trash as I can collect. I believe we're good down to there. So we're going to go from here and back to the trailer. And I'm going to get the back of that trailer closed today also. So today we're putting everything in here. Even if they're recyclable, we're taking it. So let us begin. And I don't have my chest mount right now. I left it at the house. So I am going to put this camera down for 1 second as I open up this bag and believe. Do you believe how much trash there is in the forest? I don't know. This thing doesn't want to autofocus, of course. So let's make life difficult. Okay. Oh, that was Purple Porch Project, whatever that is. Purple Porch Project. Oh, about domestic violence. Okay. Always, if you hear about domestic violence, report it. Or go beat up whoever is committing domestic violence. Go get a little street violence, street justice, Cool Bean style. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. Don't fight people, even if they're beating on their significant others. So nice out here today. Peaceful. Quiet. It's early. Hasn't gotten too hot today. What's crazy, if you look at the fires going on, the fire at the top of the mountain, slightly north of where I am located by about 10 miles, 15 miles. And if you look at that fire, that's at about 7,000 acres. And you can say, oh, 7,000 acres, that's a big fire. Well, there's that town that I go to called Redding, which is a big town north of Sacramento. And there's a fire outside of Redding, Chico, Red Bluff area that is currently at 175,000 acres roughly. 0% containment. So you can imagine that is just going to continue to get larger. The unfortunate and really sad thing is that it was arson that started the fire. There's video of a dude pushing a car that's on fire down into a ravine, and basically that's how this fire started. So, if you wonder why sometimes I sound frustrated at human beings, well, clearly human beings are causing a lot of the problems, especially when you're crazy enough to push a burning car down into a ravine. And this fire is on the edge of a wilderness area and burning into the wilderness area. So they weren't allowed to just go and dump retardant on there because I don't know how much you know about wilderness areas, but for the most part, wilderness areas are supposed to just be left alone, i.e. left as wilderness. Nobody lives there. Typically there's no real trails in a wilderness area. A wilderness area is just going to be kind of wild. Left as wild as possible. So they didn't want to just dump retardant in there. they probably have at this point, but I can't imagine that it would do much, considering that when you're already at 175,000 acres, the amount of area that has to be covered with retardant would be insane. And, you know, it's funny how, because of global warming and increased temperatures and increased fire dangers and drier weather and all that stuff, let's just call it climate change, sorry. Oh, there's a human hair in this one, that's disgusting. We then have to use more human stuff to fight this stuff, right? So it's like, oh yeah, cool, we could put out the fire with retardant that we're just going to dump into the forest, and now the forest will be contaminated with fire retardant. So you see how things just compound, you know, over and over. It's not getting better. Right now, it really can only get basically worse, and we have to hit that point where we hit the equilibrium and we can start going back the other way. But clearly we have not hit the equilibrium, and we are not headed back the other way yet. We are just apparently starting to see, as far as we know, right? Who knows? I'm no scientist. I can't guarantee it. No one can actually predict what will happen. We have good ideas, right? They're just our best ideas. So, since we don't really know what will happen, we could do our best guess, and our best guess is bad. Right? So, like I said, it is our responsibility to be responsible for ourselves and our children and the earth. Wow. There's a problem with garbage. Oh, go, come on, go. So many Whippets containers here. So many containers from Whippets. So much recyclables. It's ridiculous. I don't even know what I'm recording because the camera is overheating, so I have to keep the screen off so it doesn't overheat. Oh, I love it. So great. Cool beans. How do you live without consuming so much stuff? That should be the real question. How do you minimize your consumption? And and I don't want to say you should minimize your consumption and live uncomfortably. I mean, how do you minimize your consumption while still living comfortably? Still having the things that you may want. Maybe not everything that you want. We have to want within reason, right? But, you know, can you have things that you like without being a dick to the earth? Absolutely you can. Especially just don't go throwing your trash in the woods, please. It's getting ridiculous. It's not getting ridiculous, it is ridiculous. This is not the only national forest full of trash. Look at these dryer sheets. Jeez Louise, that is aminal hoops. I mean, this video has only been going for 10 minutes, and we've got a bag almost. You know, this is what we do. We pick up the trash. We put it in the bag. Still debating what bag to buy. It's really hard to make decisions when all of the information is it's very vague, and you know, What are the meanings of these words anyway? I may have mentioned biodegradable means it could biodegrade in 1,000 years and it would still be called biodegradable. So, hey, look at that. Looks like we've gotten most of the trash from this point over. Okay. Making progress. Feeling good, people. Now, back to the idea of real community. The idea of mutual aid being the norm. The idea of helping people is not a crime. The idea that maybe we need to move away from individual accomplishments being the number one thing too. Like, you know, he who helps the most people is the most winningest. Right? Like, right now it's he or she who dies with the most stuff. That's the American way, right? I tell you what though, have you ever had a relative die? And then the nightmare that comes with dealing with getting rid of all of their stuff? And the arguments that it causes within families. And to think that like somebody that obviously matters died, but you're gonna sit there and argue and complain and fight over just crap stuff, products, goods, things that in the end don't really matter. Things that in the end you're dead. Guess what? Can't bring that stuff with you. Stays here. Becomes trash. People maybe throw it in the woods because they don't want it. You know, how many people's children actually keep all of their stuff, you know? And then, what would they do with that stuff if they did keep it all? Get a storage unit to put all that stuff in? I mean, okay. We have to make more stuff to hold our stuff. Maybe it's mainly an American thing, I'm not sure. My traveling, I haven't traveled much. I'm one of those weirdos that thinks like, hey, I haven't even seen 50 states of America, where I'm from, the country of my birth. If I haven't seen the entirety of America, how can I justify traveling to another country? I don't think I really can. I think first I must see all of America and all of its craziness. And then I can travel if I would like to. But, you know, I feel like there's going to be so much to do here. Maybe if I travel, I will make sure that it's for a purpose, you know. Wasteful travel just for the sake of travel, I don't know how much I believe in that. But if you're going to go travel, hey, while you're out there, go help the people that you... No, get away from that trash. Go help the people. Oh man, we're getting a good amount of trash in this one bag, I'll be honest. So we're slowly cleaning up this road nicely. You know? Come here. Go get it. Get in. Good boy. Hey, come here. Augie, come here. Get in the back. Okay, good boy. Now stay there while I do my thing. Okay, we got the dog settled, hopefully. Trust dogs, that's what I say. Oh, and hey, if you're listening to this, shout out to Anna Jacko Petty from the design school and from, I believe she's in Sonoma County, California. She just published a book called Trust Children. So everybody go give that a read. Trust Children, Anna Jacko Petty, Jacopetti. Anyway, so I hope to make it down the hill. After this, I'm going to go down the hill and I don't know if they'll want me to film at the farmer's market. I'm telling you, this town is, you know, not really into that kind of stuff. So it makes it a little hard, but see what I could do down there. I did manage to get some cash. I just cash apped somebody. They had cash, so did a little exchange. And I am ready to go support local businesses. For sure. Now, our farmer's market up here is not a farmer's market like you're used to probably where you live, because we don't have an official farmer's market. We just have the locals farmer's market. So basically, if you're a High and Palm local, you can set up a booth, whatever, and there's no structure. Hold on, let me get this bag off. Figure it out here for a second. All right, one bag down. Boom. Okay, back at it. There we go. Bag number 2. So, this morning, did a little permaculture study and blah, blah, blah. And ended up changing the tubes out on the mountain bike. And people be like, you ride tubes on a mountain bike? And I'd be like, you ride tubeless on a mountain bike? So there's that eternal debate if you ride mountain bikes, tubes versus tubeless. And tubeless wins right now. But I tell you what, go use a Tubelito, which is a ultra heavy duty tube. It's lightweight, weighs just slightly more than tubeless material, than the tubeless goo that goes in there. Depending on what tubeless goo you're using, it might actually be lighter than the liquid you're putting in to the tube. Now you can see how this is a disadvantage here, having one hand to do garbage versus wearing a chest mount, because I could be using both hands right now to pick up this garbage. But, you know, I believe I'm just going to need to get a new dedicated camera at some point. I would like to put in the request for a Starlink for town. So that way once a week I could host something in town and have the internet available for everybody for free. And I was also thinking was possibly using that same Starlink to go around some other state parks and pick up some trash there. It would be cool if I could do all 50 states and do a trash man jam somehow, you know, hit all 50 states and get trash in every state there is. That'd be a cool, fun project. Check out the state of the national parks, you know. Have to go around, meet some locals, talk to some people, find out where the trash dump is. You know. But let me be honest, if you're in the forest and you're looking for trash like I am, it will be kind of hard because the main roads on the forest are not covered in trash. Right? Like, you're not going to go to the bottom of the mountain where I live and see a bunch of trash down there right now, because the deal is that the Forest Service goes and cleans up the campsites and stuff, and because we are in the middle of summer, they will be active in cleaning up the campsites. But as you could see, you know, for the most part, people are keeping their campsites clean. So the reality is they're just kind of dumping garbage cans and stuff, which is fine, but that doesn't mean they should be ignoring. Doesn't mean they should be ignoring the rest of the mountain, right? Especially now, because now's when people are dumping stuff. The weather's good. You could drive up the mountain. I'll tell you, in wintertime, you don't want to have to drive up this mountain. Although they probably put this truck here in wintertime, or right before wintertime. That almost a whole nother bag full. This is ridiculous. You know. So I did call the CHP, remember, I did call the sheriff, I did call the Forest Service. I haven't heard anything back from any of them. I did give them my phone number. Boom. And I was expecting to hear something back from somebody about something, but nope, nothing yet. So, wonder how long it will take. Look at all this trash still in there. So we'll try to get, yes, I believe I will be able to shut this. So. Once in a while you might hear something in the woods and you have to stop what you're doing and listen. You don't want to get eaten by a bear. This bag looks good. Put this down for a minute again. Oop. Okay. I'm not sure which way this video has to go, but before we do the next one, I am going to try to pop this out. Okay, cool. Now you can see I have this mainly closed, so I can't imagine. Oh, we got something holding this open here. Yeah. Okay, let me roll out here. Look at that. I think it'll be much harder for the animals to get in there now than it was before. So, all right, now I'm just going to get this bit of trash out of here that's left. Pick up a couple things that are over there, and I'll be done. I got to put this down again and get another bag. Okay, back at it we go. Bag number 3 today. Making up for those days that I wasn't out here. Getting all the plastic into zigzag containers. Ugh. I need to get some light up in here. There we go. Oh, what's going on here? There we go. As you can see, people here like to drink really bad liquor. Coors, which is... might as well be drinking water, people. You might as well be drinking water. And this is about as good as it gets in this town. A little something, something. And yeah, after a while, if that's your best beer, it gets pretty old, man. Pretty old. That's why I say stick to the California way, which is just smoking. Not, don't smoke, people. Smoking is bad for you. Don't do it. Just Google California sober, and your life will improve tenfold. Anyway, alright, got a little bit more going here. What sucks is, like, you know, all this stuff comes from, like, this is the mac and cheese that the government gives you from commodities. If you don't know what commodities is, that's like free food the government gives you. You just go down the town, go down the mountain once a month, and quote unquote commodities, as they like to call it. Now, it's obviously you just go down there if you really need it, right? If you're poor or whatever, or, you know. But, you know, hey, it's helpful. Right? To some people, they need to get a bag full of government cheese, and I'm not against it. Go for it, dude. Get yours. If you need help, you need help. As you can see, almost done here. Alright, got got some trash here. Oh. Oh my God. Ugh. Oh man, you know, this is life. This is living. If this ain't living, I don't know what is. This is the container for ice cream cones from the store. I tell ya, makes me sad. Okay, well, there is today's haul. Anyway, I'm going to load these up, go down the hill, check out the farmer's market. Have an amazing day.